in Sahih Muslim that the Prophet ﷺ narrates to us an interesting conversation. Be a person that would come after everyone else has entered into Jannah. And it would be said to him, enter and take your portion of it. And the man would say, Ya Allah, how can I take my portion when everyone else has already taken their portion? So he would think that there's nothing left in Jannah because everyone else has already settled into Jannah. Now this isn't, we might know the other hadith which Rasulullah ﷺ talks about the last person to enter Jannah, so it's obviously the same person. So he wouldn't know where to go because he'd think that everything was already taken in Jannah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to him, Ya abdi, atarda an yakuna lak mulki malikin min muluk ad-dunya. Oh my servant, would you be pleased that you have the kingdom of, the kingdom of the world, that the greatest king in this world would have? And the man responds, Radit, qala na'am, yes, I'm pleased with that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَكَ ذَلِكَ وَمِثْلُ 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 حَتَّى بَلَغَ خَمْسَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so you have that. And then another one like it, and another one like it, and another one like it, another one like it, and another one like it, until he reached 5 times. And the man says to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Radit, I'm pleased. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَكَ كُلُّ ذَلِكَ. So you have all of that. وَعَشْرُ أَمْثَالُ. And you will have 10 times that. So 50 times the kingdom of the world is what goes to the lowest person in Al-Jannah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Musa alayhi salam this, and Musa alayhi salam is thinking to himself, well, if that's what the lowest person in Jannah gets, he says to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَمَا بَالُ أَعْلَاهَا. So what about someone who's higher than that? Like, I'm a prophet of Allah, I'm going to be in the 6th heaven, so what is it like for someone who's higher than that? And you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds to Musa alayhi salam? He says, لَا تَسْأَلْ. Don't ask. Don't ask.
So then he moves back to walk to the gates of Jannah. The gate of Jannah. وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُهَا. The gates of Jannah are opened. وَقَالَ لَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا. And the gatekeepers of Jannah will say to him, سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ طِبْتُمْ فَادْخُلُوهَا خَالِدِينَ. Peace be with you. You have done well. Enter and live in there forever. And then he takes his first step into Jannah. You know, brothers, that first step, if that's all he was given in Jannah, that will be enough. Prophet ﷺ said the size of a bow in Jannah, like how big is a bow, an arrow in Jannah, is خَيْرٌ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا وَمَا فِيهَا. It's better than this whole world and everything that's in it. Just that first step, if that's all he was in, but this man's been given what? 10 times his dunya and everything that's in it. So he walks into Jannah and he sees trees. Massive trees. Prophet ﷺ said there is a tree in Jannah. If a rider on a horse was to ride for 100 years, he will not cross the shade of this tree. That's one tree. He sees these massive trees. Then he goes to his house. And the Prophet ﷺ described the houses in Jannah. And I want you to let your imagination run wild. He said, لَبْنَةٌ مِنْ ذَهَبٍ وَلَبْنَةٌ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ. He said the houses there, one brick is made out of gold. And the brick next to it, out of silver. وَمِلَادُهَا الْمِسْكِ. And the cement, the mortar that holds the bricks together, is the musk. Imagine this thick musk holding the bricks together. You know when someone burns that incense and puts on that perfume, and it just... Imagine that smells coming from the walls in your house. So one brick from gold, one brick from silver, the cement is missing. And what about the rocks, the pebbles? وَالْمَرْجَانِ وَالْيَاقُوتِ. And the pebbles, the rocks in Jannah, pearls and rubies and corals. Some of the ulama, they say that a man will be walking in this paradise, in this garden in Jannah. Now with his rivers flowing through his palaces, they'll be walking on one of these rivers, and he will see one of the Holy. And just before we even talk about the Holy, just imagine this river. It's not a normal river like in this dunya. The Prophet ﷺ described one of the rivers that was given to him, Nahr al-Kawthar, the river of al-Kawthar, which was given to the Prophet ﷺ. He described it. He said, حَفَتَاهُ مِنْ ذَهَبٍ. He said the banks of the river, they're not sand, it's gold. وَالْمَاءُ يَجْرِي عَلَى اللُّؤْلُؤِ. And the water runs over pearls. And the water, وَمَاءُهُ أَشَدُّ بَيَاضًا مِنَ اللَّبَنِ. It's whiter than milk. So you can't imagine the shade of white. وَأَحْلَى مِنَ الْعَسَلِ. And more sweeter than honey. So imagine this river now, okay? This man's walking on this river. Banks of gold, water over the pearls. and it's whiter than milk and sweeter than honey. Imagine that the scene, and he sees one of the Hur al-Ain. And the Hur al-Ain, Allahu Akbar. And the Prophet Allah described it many times in the Quran. The wives, your wives in Jannah, they will have no eyes but for the husband. قاصرات الطرف. They'll be virgins, أبكارا, عربا. They'll be completely infatuated with their husband. So said, ولو أن امرأة من نساء أهل الجنة, if one of these women from أهل الجنة اطلعت إلى الأرض, if she just looked, peeped at this dunya, لأضاءت ما بينهم, everything in the universe will be lit up because of her beauty. And her fragrance will engulf the entire earth. Just a peep. So this man, he sees this Hur al-Ain. And the veil, the khimar that's on her body, covering her hair and her breasts, خير من الدنيا وما فيها. Just the veil is better than this whole world and everything else, and it's more precious because it's touching her. So imagine this man, he sees this Hur al-Ain. So he will ask her, من أنت? Who are you? فتقول أنا زوجتك. I'm your wife. So I didn't know you were here. I walked through here all the time. I've never seen you here before. So she will reply, didn't you read the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُ مِنْ قُرَّةِ أَعْيُنٍ جَزَاءً بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Didn't you read the words of Allah that the nafs does not know what's kept hidden for it out of reward, out of joy and beauty because of what it used to do? These are the treasures that's kept hidden for the believers.
So Allah says, وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ يَدْخُلُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ بَابٍ. And on top of this there are angels. And Allah mentions in this surah specifically a certain group of angels. He calls them حَفَظَةٌ مُعَقِّبَاتٌ. These are angels that guard us. When harm comes our way, Allah has assigned each of us angels that ward off those harm, except for those who don't do their dues with Allah. They don't take care of their responsibilities with Allah. It's like you have these invisible security guards around you. Harm is coming your way, and Allah says to the angels, move over, let the harm come to them. Move over. They don't deserve your protection. So they're protecting us by the command of Allah, and they watch us by the command of Allah. When Allah commands, they walk off the job because we don't deserve their protection anymore. You get to meet those angels. You're the guy at the car accident, you were there? Oh, thanks, bro. Just to do my job. You get to talk to angels. And they're coming at them from min kulli babin, from all doors. You got people coming from every direction. There's this huge party happening in Jannah. And so I conclude, Salamun alaykum bima sabartum. Allah is saying now, peace be unto you. Salamun alaykum. May peace be unto you because of how patient you were. Because of how patient you were when? Now. This is the advice of Allah. If this passage teaches us anything about the qualities of those who get to Jannah, it's sabr.